Yes, Richard Whitehead, and we're expecting great things from Richard. He's not only the world record holder and the Paralympic champion, he's the world champion, he holds the championship record. He's a phenomenon. The British Blade Runner, he'll be in lane 4. Jorgensen of Denmark, we've got Yodha of Sri Lanka, Popow of Germany will be a danger, then it's Whitehead. Vance of the USA is in good form, Reardon of Australia will fancy his chances, and then Yamamoto and Kayitare. So this is Daniel Jorgensen, personal best 26.46. in the red of Denmark. He's a European silver medalist last year. This is Yodha, Jayalath Yodha of Sri Lanka in the green. Heinrich Popow has a personal best of 25.90 and he will be a danger. He was saying that his challenge is just to keep going and hope that something happens to Whitehead, because he said he usually watches him for the last 40 metres of the race. This is the man who is hotly fancied. Paralympic champion, world record holder and reigning champion from Christchurch, which was the first time he'd ever run the 200 metres. This guy's a marathon runner, really, and he's an absolute phenomenon. Richard Whitehead. Shaquille Vance, he's the guy who points to USA. He's in the red. Season best 26.32, personal best 25.55. Doing some big clapping. Reardon, he'll be a real danger for Australia. He's been in great form, this fella. Personal best 25.45. In the sunglasses, Yamamoto of Japan takes his sunglasses off to wave to the crowd. 26.64, his PB. And this is the Frenchman, Clavel Kayitare. He won't trouble the medals, I don't think. His season's best 26.48, but he'll get a good cheer from the crowd. So Nottingham's Richard Whitehead, he was a marathon runner. He wanted to compete in the marathon. There wasn't one in Christchurch. He was gutted to hear that. So he said, what's the longest race you've got? They said, there's the 100 and the 200. He said, I'll do the 200. It's closest to the marathon. He sat in the changing rooms in Christchurch, hearing all the other athletes in the final, and they were saying who they thought was going to finish where, and they thought he'd finished 8th. He kept quiet because he knew he'd got some really fast times. And guess what? He not only won it, he set a new world record. Can he now retain that title? Nottingham's Richard Whitehead. And away they go. Jorgensen, Yodha, Popow, Whitehead, Vance, Readon, Yamamoto and Kayitare. Now you'll notice that Whitehead will start very slowly, but he will come good in the second half of the race. Whitehead way back at the moment. Going very well is Popow of Germany in the red. And also Vance. And now here comes Whitehead. Oh, Vance has gone down. Here comes Whitehead. Whitehead's going to take his man. Whitehead's going to get it. Fantastic. He's come past the Australian Reardon. And what a fantastic second 100 metres. Richard Whitehead, 24.95. He's outside his world record. But when you see him here, he was running into a headwind of 2.7. When you see him on this first 100 metres, now let's just watch what happens here, because we see the American go down, and we just want to make sure it's not Richard Whitehead who trips him up. No, he's not. No, that's good. I thought for a minute, because Richard Whitehead does run with his legs very wide. They're splayed out very wide, and Vance was between Reardon and Whitehead. I wanted to see if either of them touched him. I don't think they did. It was a muscle injury, was it, Will? Yeah, absolute, definite hamstring, and he was tying up. You could see in his face for about 10 minutes, and he struggled on. He was trying very hard to keep up with Reardon on his outside and Whitehead on his inside. But Whitehead, like you said, just like in London 2012, it's when he gets into the straight, he is a totally different athlete, and I'm afraid Vance is still stricken down there. But for Richard Whitehead, well, it's a great victory. He might have been forced a little bit faster had Vance been able to keep up with him and been able to keep upright. And, well, that's 8 gold medals now for Great Britain. There's confirmation then. Richard Whitehead, 24.